Hey everybody, we're Heavy Tender Souls. I'm Tessa.
I'm Downey.
And in this video, we wanted to chat a little bit about our musical journeys.
Yeah, we got some friends that are going to share their experiences as well. So this will be a fun video. I think a lot of my highs have to do with getting to record in professional studios. I've had the opportunity of being on sessions, which is really cool. I really like recording. And then playing at some big venues.
Yeah, I mean, the high would definitely be coming together and being able to create music together, musical partner in crime. One gig that was really cool that I still treasure to this day is I performed for the Summer of Love Festival in San Francisco, where you're from.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it at the time because I was younger, but I was performing and rehearsing with giants in the rock and roll music
So
world.
we're talking Jefferson Airplane,
yes,
Peeps,
some
Grateful Dead Peeps.
Grateful Dead,
yeah.
Jefferson Airplane, Darby Slick.
Certainly some of the highs have been traveling the country as a musician and getting paid pretty well for it. Even, I did corporate stuff for a little while and paid great, put us up great places. I mean, what's not to like? Those things, and writing, songwriting. Writing a song that I think is actually good.
The high of my musical journey would probably be my first tour. I spent a couple years networking and auditioning to try to get my way into the industry, so when it finally happened, that was a pretty cool feeling.
Well, I did just graduate from Berklee College of Music. My major was songwriting, which is crazy. Another high is I had this insane opportunity to be a foundation singer in Narda Michael Walden's Holiday Jam. I was performing on stages with Jeannie Tracy, with Ronnie Spector, with MC Hammer. Crazy experience. It actually made me want to take music more seriously.
Most of the lows of my musical journey are typically in those in-between times, when you're on a gig but you don't have another one lined up or you're searching for work. I think navigating those uncertain times is definitely challenging.
Lows. And you gotta have them, man, because you don't know what the highs are unless you know the lows. And playing in a place that has crappy equipment that you didn't have, monitors that just sound like, and you've got, 3 more sets to do, and it's like, oh my God. Having to haul all my equipment, the whole PA to a gig where I'm the singer, I got a whole band that I'm paying, and then having to tear everything down by myself. I guess it's decisions like that where I've made where I'm gonna put in that tough work and, maybe I didn't need to.
Some of the lows I've experienced would definitely just be imposter syndrome. I feel like a lot of musicians experience this, but just being in spaces where there's so many talented people, which is a lot of places are like this, not just like Berklee. And it's really, really hard to feel like you belong in the room sometimes because, I don't know, it's just so easy to be down on yourself.
I've worked with some really cool producers in the past, and I think sometimes, it didn't go anywhere. And it's just this roller coaster of it gets your hopes up and you think, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm on the road to success. And then the carpet is pulled from underneath. Nope, never mind.
Totally.
So I've had quite a few lows when it comes to, I'm in a project or I'm about to get on a project and the budget disappears or the producer pulls out and it's like, nope, I'm moving on to something else, or something gets canceled, or
You get so close and then, nope, just kidding. One of my old bands, we had this show that was sponsored by Jack Daniels. In fact, where I got this nice wristband here. 3 out of 4 of us were there at the show. Our bass player was nowhere to be found. We couldn't get a hold of him, and we were supposed to play first. We weren't ready to play. We had no bass player, so we had to forfeit our slot. Of course, that's when the place was packed. And because this event was sponsored by Jack Daniels, of course, there's alcohol to drink, free shots, and our singer liked to drink, so you can imagine how that went. By the time we got up, singer's a little wasted, bass player's a little, frazzled. We cleared the place out, because we were just too loud. It was too much of a dichotomy. So by the very end of it, there was kind of nobody there, and just feeling like, this is horrible.
This is not going to work.
This is not going to work. And the band ended up splitting up after that show. So go figure.
I wish that I knew not to take things so seriously. I had definitely started writing music from a more therapeutic standpoint when I was pretty young, so I always felt like I identified so much with my songs, which is great, but also I feel like, it's important to take a step back and let them just be songs, and they can mean a lot to you, but they don't have to mean a lot to everybody.
If it's only one thing, then I'd probably say what the day-to-day as a full-time musician is like. Knowing what it's like to be on tour and the pressures that come with that, knowing what it's like to look for gigs and navigate getting into the industry, making connections and constantly trying to grow your network to keep you employed. I'd say that's something that it's kind of hard to conceptualize until you're in it. So yeah, I'd go with that. What the day-to-day of the job is actually like.
Yeah, I mean,
there's so many things.
There's so many things, right?
Yeah.
To prepare you.
One thing I wish I knew when I started out was the fact that it's not so much about how good you are at your instrument. It's about people
contacts,
and also how is it going to be getting along with people?
All the personalities.
Yeah.
You don't really think about, you're not doing your craft and the music business for money. Like as an artist, you're really not. You're doing it because you love it, because it fills this hole in you. It completes you. But at the same time, it is a career. You're hoping to be successful at it, financially successful at it, and so many venues and fairs and festivals, they don't want to pay a dime. They want to give you free drinks or free food, and it's like that's a really nice incentive, but to be compensated for your art, for your,
You're
craft.
lucky if you even get food and
That's
drinks.
True.
Maybe that I wasn't actually going to be a Beatle because I wanted to be a Beatle, that you may not make it to the top, and that's okay. I guess I wish I knew that I was going to be okay, that I would enjoy it, just because I love it. It's just there.
My favorite part about being a musician is just the creative process in general. I love dreaming up new guitar parts, playing with tones and textures, and layering different instruments to make the sounds in my head come to life.
Yeah, for me, it's performing. The connection and feeling the energy of people, whether they're sad or smiling. I just have always wanted to have that platform where you can connect to people and reach out to them. And they could have really terrible things going on in their life.
Yeah.
They could have had a really shit day, but when they come see you and feel your energy and what you're giving to them, it's a relief. It's just a high. It's a pretty awesome feeling.
Yeah. When you start out, at least for me, playing guitar, when you start putting your mind to it and learning stuff and exceeding your own expectations, like that will never get old. And I love that. And then even writing songs, having ideas come out of you that you just, they weren't there a day ago or a year ago. And yeah, like just, that's the satisfaction. That's why we do it. That's why I do it.
I guess the friends that I make and the music that I make. Songwriting is really fun. Singing is really fun. Harmonizing, really fun. Playing with really good players that are better than me, is really fun because I get to learn and you fly,
Being a musician has made me really reflective and Especially from the writing standpoint, as a writer, I love and admire songs that are really deep and truthful and make me feel a lot. I love when songs can be a comfort to whatever emotion. In order to write those types of songs, you really have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and see yourself with all your flaws and weaknesses. I think that being a musician has really made me prioritize that because it improves my writing and it also improves just my healing process. You can communicate through music. You don't really have to communicate from conversation all the time. And I think that's a magical, magical thing that musicians kind of have.
Assholes, people that just don't get it, you know. I just tend to avoid that. Somebody who wants to play percussion who doesn't know about timing and has no feel for rhythm, you know, or audiences that just don't get it. Like, whatever.
There's a lot of things to dislike about maybe the uncertainty of it. You know, you think that you know everything, you think you have all the right contacts, you think you're good enough, and life just says nope.
Or not yet. Or
Not yet.
Yeah.
You know?
I think for me, what's really grinding my gears these days, what I dislike is not many musicians want to invest and just put all their eggs in one basket. They want to be in 5 bands, 10 bands, and
Opportunists.
a little bit. And it's like, I love musicians that they love music, but they love people that they do the music with. They want to invest in this relationship with you and the longevity in the future. And
to go back on that imposter syndrome thing, I dislike that comes with it, because although you can make awesome connections with musicians, it also is so easy to fall into the hole of feeling unworthy of having a connection with a musician.
My least favorite part about being a musician is definitely the uncertainty and feeling like you're always looking for your next gig.
I would say you and I have kind of the similar end goal because we're playing in a band together, but we want to
tour.
We want to tour. We want to record. We want to work with other people. Get as far as you can, really, as a rock band.
And have actual tours, like where it's several weeks, several months, where you get to go to different parts of the world, parts of the country,
amazing,
different stadiums, different venues.
Even just opening for bands.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have a specific end goal in mind, but when I first started out on my music journey, I had a bunch of different goals, and I've been fortunate enough to achieve most of them. So in that respect, I'm pretty happy with where I am, but I always want to continue to grow and learn more and learn how to enjoy the process, which I think is kind of a lifelong thing. And I also want to hit 10,000 subs on YouTube, so there's that too.
I'll say that I am content with where I'm currently at. It's not where I'd like to be, but I am happy. My end goal is writing songs for other people, for TV. That is my dream.
I don't have an end goal, and I'm actually content with where I'm currently at. I think the journey is the goal. A good journey is the goal.
All right, so now we want to do some rapid fire questions.
Band for sure.
Band for sure.
I'd rather be in a band.
I like both. In a good band, I love it. Also really like playing solo.
Solo for sure. Actually, not for sure, but solo.
I'd probably rather record.
Record. Love being in the studio so much.
I do love recording because you do have that control. Playing live, you're in the moment, which is great, and I love improvising.
For me, it's definitely live all the way. I love the energy from people. So,
Oh man, I love both, but I do like recording.
Quality. Quality. Hello. I'd rather listen to 15 seconds of amazing music than hours of crap.
I mean, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Quality. I'd rather have 5 good songs than 5,000 crappy ones.
Yeah, I agree. Quality.
Quality, absolutely.
I'd choose quality.
I usually listen for lyrics, but it depends on the song.
As a musician, I always listen to the composition because that's the foundation. But lyrics are very important.
As a songwriter, lyricist, I definitely listen to lyrics. I mean, that pretty much for me evokes the tone of the song, of, you know, the connection with people.
Probably composition, but I do go back and listen to the lyrics. I think they're equally important, but since I am a musician first, I guess composition.
I listen to the music more. There's some songs that I didn't even know what they were singing about until years later. It was like, oh, you know.
Casual, but I love watching people be dressy on stage because I feel like it just adds to the performance.
It's kind of both. I mean, depends on the situation. I'm a casual guy, as you can kind of tell.
I'd rather be casual.
I mean, you're going to be on stage. I'd say dressy, because why not?
I would definitely say dressy. I love to dress up. I love fashion. But my little stipulation would be to be comfortable.
Yeah.
The musician makes the gear, but the gear can inspire the musician.
I would definitely say the musician. I mean, a lot of the people we look up to, classic rock, blues artists, they were really great musicians.
I think it's pretty obvious the musician makes the gear, because you could play on a cheap instrument and still kind of sound like yourself if you're proficient, whereas you can't make, you know, somebody that's never played guitar before sound good.
The musician makes the gear, and I feel like gear is just an extension of your instrument.
The musician makes the gear. That's an easy one. Would I rather have Tiger Woods play with a whole 18-hole course with my 7-iron versus me with his brand spanking new, awesome, state-of-the-art clubs? I'm taking Tiger every time.
Well, that about wraps it up for our chat. Cheers.
All right, cheers. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. We also want to give a huge thanks to all our guests who participated in this video. Please make sure to follow them all on Instagram and YouTube by clicking the links in the description below. See you next time.